Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of Pokemon Ruby. A little change of thought. I wanted to do a little bit of training with you guys on camera. I think it was just nice to have a nice relaxing episode where maybe just taking a little breather. And training is going pretty well. I just started and I got him up to level 35, so he's already up a level. But I want to get maybe him up to 36, maybe Marshtomp up a little as well. So let's switch them. I got some questions I wanted to go over that I thought were pretty interesting. Not solely Pokemon related, but like just video game related in general. So let us, first of all, turn this down so the mic doesn't pick it up. Let's go over some of these questions. And today's just going to be a grinding for levels type of an episode. Okay. So, question number 1. What do you think is the all-time greatest video game ever made? Oh. Alright. That is kind of a two-parter because I think it's impossible to make arguably the greatest game ever made. Ooh, Absol. Nice. Do we catch him? What about Water Gun? But it's asking what I think. So it's asking for my personal opinion. If I had to go with my personal opinion, Pokemon Gold and Silver. I would have to go with them. I absolutely love them. There's a lot to the games. There's many different ways you can play it. I just think it's a fantastic game. But no, I don't think there's ever such thing as a perfect video game. How much time do you spend playing video games each week? So not including the time it takes to record and edit the videos for the channel. I would maybe say a couple hours to a few hours each night. Oops. I think that seems fair. There are some nights where I don't put in any hours, and some I put in a little more. Like, I definitely wanted to dig into Skyrim again. I know as soon as I do that, that's going to be weeks of playing it, and it's going to be a lot of hours dug into it again. What is next? What is your favorite video game genre? RPG, without a doubt. How many genres do you know? A lot? Like all of them? I think it's... Oh, I'm not going to say all of them, because there's probably some genre that was invented, like newly invented, and like, I'm trying to think, like, I remember when I first heard about, like, what do you call those, I can't even think of the name now, but it's the, like, the dungeon crawler games, but it's like a light version of them or something like that. I personally never got into like all the little subcategories of games. Do dig. Okay. Do you know anyone who is a video game addict? What game do they play? I personally do not know anyone who is a video game addict. I mean, out of all the people I know personally, I would be what you would consider the biggest video game person, I think. That are like my closest friends and family. I definitely have the biggest collection. Let's see. Do you think of esports or what do you think of esports and professional gaming? I hate them. I think hate's a strong word, but I strongly dislike them. I don't like competitive gaming at all. To me, it ruins. It's been around for forever since video games were invented. People have probably wanted to take bets or make it competitive. I hate it. Cannot stand it. To me, it's a complete opposite of what gaming should be. But again, that's just my opinion, and there are people that like it and enjoy it, and I don't have. Okay, we gotta have a berry for this. Lincoln heals poisoning. Use. Okay. Yeah, but me personally, no, it's not my cup of tea. Don't get into it. I enjoy watching some, like, I used to play Rocket League with some friends over in Australia, and up in Canada, and it was fun. We had a blast doing it, and I enjoy watching. I think it has to do with the commentary too. Like, for some reason, all video, like, the commentary, and this is not a jab on the people doing it. I know they're just trying to do their best, but it just comes with, like, the broadcasters or the people, like, actually, usually it's two people that are doing it. They just seem way too overly hyped up, and it comes off as very cringy to watch for me, and that's part of it. But the overall competitiveness of video games, can't deal with it. Let's see. Do your parents or grandparents spend any time playing video games? No. I mean, they have in the past. They've played games in the past, like obviously Atari or Mario. But no, not anywhere recently. Well, I take that back. My mom does play. I definitely take that back. I know my mom and dad definitely enjoy, like, a game of solitaire on the phone or something like that, and I do that too, just to sleep at night. Ooh, Wild Kecleon. Which is best for gaming? A PC, a laptop, a phone, a tablet, or a video game console? Best for gaming? That's also a tricky one. Me personally, I prefer. Oh, that one's tough. I prefer a console, but I enjoy all of them at very specific times. Like, a lot of my gaming nowadays it's definitely moved over to PC, but I still strongly prefer, like, if I'm getting trophies or anything, or if I want to play a game like a Final Fantasy or a Dragon Quest RPG, I'm getting it on console. I'm not getting it on PC. Tablet, phone. I love playing, especially on my phone. I love tablet, not so much. I love playing games at night to relax, like a good game of solitaire or some random game that I'm into. And laptop, I love gaming with a laptop when I'm traveling. 33. Let's go with the next question. Are video games good or bad for your health? In what ways? I think video games can be overall good for your health, just like everything else, in moderation. Once you have too much of it, and again, this goes for literally everything on the planet. You have too much of it, and it's not good for you. It can become an addiction, just like everything else. Oh, why you gotta be that way? It's just, it can lead down to some paths if you way overdo it. Let's see. First of all, let's stop that annoying sound. There you go. Have you ever been to a video game arcade? Not a full-blown arcade. Oh, yes, I have, I guess. Like, in hotels, they've had arcades. I mean, if you're talking about, like, a very strict video game arcade, no, I've never been to one like that. But I've definitely been to a couple hotels that had rooms dedicated to pinball machine, or not pinball machines, but they had a bunch. Yeah, they had a couple pinball machines, but then they had a bunch of, like, arcade cabinets and stuff like that, or like the tee-off golf video games, stuff like that too. A lot of times, if I did anything with an arcade, it was at bowling alleys. My parents were on bowling league for some time, for quite a few years, and I remember one of the games I used to put a lot of time and effort into was Gauntlet. I loved that game. Could never really get far in that kind of a game because of how the game is set up, but I loved it. What else do we got here? Do you think video games are good for children? Absolutely. I think the right type of video games are good for children, very much so. Like games like Minecraft, or like, here's the thing, if your kid is getting into these games for trolling, like with Minecraft, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I put that more on the parenting of the kid and the kid's behavior than anything else. But like, Minecraft is a beautiful game to get people into programming at an early age. If you're looking at games like to boost creativity, yeah, get them into Final Fantasy games, Kingdom Hearts games, games that have beautiful sceneries, that have a lot of storytelling. They're just as impactful on kids as books are. So yeah, they can be definitely good for kids for sure. In fact, a lot of the stuff that I take into D&D now is stuff that I remember doing as a kid, or I remember playing as a video game as a kid. So they definitely have a good impact on you for sure. In your opinion, what is the best brand of game console? Oh, this is a tough one. I would have to go Sony just because of the longevity of the console and the company. I love Japan. Not the biggest fan of Nintendo because of their policies with video games and some of the stuff they've enacted with their video game consoles. Like, the biggest one for me is the eShop. If they brought back the eShop, I'd 100% support Nintendo. I'm not going to pay for an online service when I can't keep the games. Xbox isn't bad, but you can get the stuff on PC. So when it comes to the consoles themselves, I would definitely have to go with PlayStation, just because that's, for me, it's the history behind it. I've always been in Nintendo and Sony, but Nintendo's kind of crossed the line with me quite a few times, so I've kind of had to walk away from them. So Sony, it definitely is. Should small children be allowed to play violent video games? Why or why not? I did, and I'm totally fine. It comes down to how the kid was raised. I mean, I was raised around that stuff, and I think what happens is you get kids who aren't raised properly, and that's because the video games don't cause bad things to happen. They just don't. There's no correlation. They've done testing before, and there's plenty of tests to debunk the whole thing that video games are bad for kids' health, like mental health and stuff. Absolutely not true. But it's when I feel that it's the kid not being able to separate the video game from real life. Well, like, and a good example of this is playing violent video games. I'm pretty sure Jeffrey Dahmer didn't play video games. Or if he did, they were like, what, Pac-Man? I mean, that right there could be a connection. I'm not going to go any deeper into that. There could be a connection with that one. But no, it's... all joking aside, no, I don't have any, like, if my kid wanted to play Mortal Kombat, I mean, I grew up playing Mortal Kombat, and I was just a little kid, and I loved it. My favorite thing out of the whole game was seeing Sub-Zero turn into a polar bear, or Liu Kang dropping an arcade cabinet on someone. I loved it. Let's see here. You're not really going up that much, my friend. Magneton actually did much better than you. Much, much better. I definitely want to take another shot at her Pokemon, but I don't think we're going to do it with Marshtomp. Marshtomp's just way too slow. let's see if we can get him up one more level. And we'll go from here. Let's see here. Spark. Can you remember the first video game you ever played? What was it? Ooh. The first one I ever played. First one I ever played. It would definitely be... Ooh, that's such a tough... It would either be a game... Oh, there's so many around that time. Because we had at the time an Atari, so I remember playing games like Pong. But then, if you're talking about, like, that one we didn't bring out too much. We did have a Nintendo system, and I remember playing games like 1943. Or 1942? Might have been 1942. Double Dragon was another big one that we used to play all the time. I think those would be, like, obviously Mario, but I remember having an Atari and playing Pong. So it would have to be that one. Now, let's... What have we got here? How have video games changed in over the last 25 years? Okay, drastically. I mean, just in the graphics alone. It's pretty wild. Have you ever tried a virtual reality game? Not in my house, like in the past 5 years, but yeah, if you go to like Disney or if you tried any of their VR stuff, absolutely. How much money do you spend on gaming? That's calmed down quite a bit, to be honest with you. I mean, I still spend probably a few $100s a year on games, but I mean that's cheap compared to some people who spend a lot more money on games. But I try to buy games on sales, and I've definitely over the past few months have gotten more into buying games at full price that I want to fully support. What kind of gaming equipment do you own? A lot of gaming equipment. As of right now, I have about... There's no PP for that move. I have like, what, 20 different consoles. In there you have like 4 or 5 different Game Boy systems. Quite a few Game Boy colors. But overall, yeah, I have like 20, maybe a little more than 20 now. If you were to design your own video game, what would it be about? That's a very open-ended question, because I think there's a lot of things that I would definitely make the game for. I would love to do an RPG. I want to say like a fantasy RPG, like medieval type thing, but I don't know if I would want to get too serious with it. Like, I love a game like Dragon Quest. It's just so goofy, so much fun. I love it. Right? Actually, could we... Oh, I don't. I'm thinking in the next match, or the next video, we're definitely going to go up against Winona one more time, just to see how we match. I mean, maybe we do need to gun them, like most of our people, up to like level 35 or 36. I would hope not, but, you know, may have to. What things does a video game need in order to be a great game or a lot of fun? A good soundtrack helps, but to me, the big things would be there's a lot of things I know, but it's like, do I need those things specifically? Like, a good story helps a ton. A lot involved in a game, like Don't just make it like a single solid story. Make it to where there's a lot of things that you can collect, or a lot of side questing. I love stuff like that. A lot of unlockables as far as weapons or anything really in the game goes. How long the playability is. I mean, some of the most fun games on the planet to me are the Lego games. Love them. Any of the Marvel ones, Harry Potter. I think they're fantastic. Those all the questions? Oh. Oh no. A couple more. Okay. Oh, okay, this one's asking about like weapons in video games. Like what are like your favorite weapon, basically. That one's a tough one. There's so many good video game weapons. Like I love all three of the main weapons from Onimusha. The first one. I think those are fantastic. And then you get into games like Far Cry, and being able to use a sniper rifle, it's so fulfilling. With Skyrim, any bow is fun. Love it. Ooh, okay. Another Absol. What we're gonna do. There we go. Ooh. So, this one I think has changed over the years, but basically, like, if you could pick one area in a game in general to live in, which would it be? Ooh, so close to level 36. And to be honest, that has definitely changed. I always, as a kid, I'd always say Pokemon, just because I love the games. Skyrim, but that's actually a harsh kind of an area. Unless you live in the towns, you're constantly facing some kind of a danger. Stardew Valley to me would damn near be perfect. Oh, nice calming area. Working on my farm, some good, nice music to relax to. Oh my goodness. The dude with the powders. He just... He's like, sleep, paralyzed, poison. Poison again, can't do it. Oh, so close, bud. Come on, just knock him out and sleep. He just wants to hit you with the powders. There we go, level 36. Very cool. That is going to do it for this episode. Next episode, I think we're going to get healed up and maybe take another shot at Winona. Magneton is looking a little beefier, so awesome. But I will see you guys in the next episode. Until then, take care and peace out.